Why do people talk about dreams, dream matchups? Dream Opportunities is about imagining what you want things to be like. If only the setting were just right.
None of us will ever forget.
The characters, just right. The timing, just right.
I don't think you can ever do that again, at no point in time.
If only it could all be the way you might have dreamed it up yourself.
People perceived us as being superheroes.
We became a team, and that team just stomped on everybody.
This never happened nowhere.
Figured eventually there'd be a movie made about the Dream Team.
This group may well be the greatest team ever assembled in the history.
Welcome back to the Dream Team podcast. This is your part 2 host, Hot Sauce Beats, with Joey Sings, Yo BGS, and Nate Allen. How you guys doing?
Great. Bevs are going, so I'm doing good.
Bevs are going. I know it's been a couple days since you guys seen us, but it's only been about a 30-minute break for us. So we got the hype, and we are rolling with it. And how about we keep that train rolling? And let's, should we jump into some vlogs?
Let's
do it.
I think so, because this was the most polarizing vlog I think I've had in my comments. Like the people who, there were people that did not like the way Logan Paul was acting around Tommy and Wilbur.
Well,
same.
There's a lot of people who thought it was real. Like people, let's just call it how it was. Logan got partially canceled for the ending. Like some people don't understand like a joke and they're making content. Like people really thought Tommy got left there.
Oh, no. Like, I'm talking about the scene on top of the bus where Logan's calling out to all the women. There were a lot of people that commented on my video that were like, he doesn't need to be doing that, especially not with someone who's still technically a minor.
Oh, no. Most of my comments were just like, oh, I don't like Logan Paul, but I guess because Tommy gave him a chance, I guess I watched for Tommy. And I'm like, you know what? Logan Paul is known for Logan Paul's past. We can't pretend like if you don't know what Logan Paul did. I mean, it's out there. Hopefully they got rid of the internet. But I knew Logan back when Logan was a menace to society. So like to see Logan now, and like, just like me watching their interaction, I was like, okay, Logan fitted in. Because when we see like how they are with Tommy, with everybody else, he's always like, I don't want to say baby him because that's not the word, but they treat Tommy like the younger brother. So with Logan, you can tell it was like mostly sarcasm, like, oh yeah, well, don't do this, but also, and like, of course, Tommy is Tommy. Tommy just repeats what Tommy hears, he goes with it. I, for one, thought it was funny.
Yes,
I realized, I was laughing. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get this. Like I'm like, what big brother do you want, Wilbur or Logan? Like I was trying to make a joke out of you get like Logan, the brother who's like, oh yeah, go kiss her, go grab her butt, and you're like, Wilbur's like, no, be nice to her. She's pretty. So that's where like my whole outlook was like, okay, I'm not taking it too serious.
Well, Joey, I know you also reacted to the Impulsive podcast, which I did as well. So like that dynamic carried over. Like it 100% was a skit, and also people are forgetting like this was Tommy's video. Like I feel like not necessarily that it was scripted, but it's not like they just said, all right, we're on this bus, camera's on now, let's make a video. Like
yeah, it definitely rolled over. It definitely rolled over from the podcast, because like in the podcast when Logan Paul was talking about doing hard crack and sleeping with prostitutes, and Tommy's like, I want to do hard crack and I want to sleep with prostitutes, and Logan's like, no, you don't want to do that. Like that's not what you want to do. So like to even see that when I'm like watching the vlog, I'm like, okay, so they can't, like it's like a running thing, like prostitute, strippers, hard crack. Like, it's clearly a joke. Like, Logan is not saying, hey, go do drugs. Like, Tommy is just being Tommy and taking everything to that next level. Like, even on the podcast, he was being sarcastic the whole time. It was like, are you being serious or are you being funny? He's like, oh, I can be serious, but also, I think jokes suck. And I'm, like, dying. Because I'm like, this is Tommy being Tommy at his best. And I honestly feel like whoever you put Tommy with, Tommy's going to bring out the extraness in this person.
Yes.
Like I'm screaming like, Logan, do not buy him candy, but also Wilbur went and bought him a shit ton of cotton candy. I was like,
that is a good point. Well, I had some of my people who were watching it with me pointed out like you know, Tommy's the younger brother, and Wilbur's the older brother that he thinks is a bad influence. And then you have Logan Paul, who is the cousin who comes in and is actually a bad influence and is like, oh, you think that's cute that you guys are staying up late? Well, here's some weed. Have some fun with that, kid.
I personally have not seen this. I wish I had that time where I was able to watch it, but just based off what y'all are telling me and what I know of Logan Paul and his content and Tommy, oftentimes Tommy is like a catalyst for destruction around a lot of these like older people. So it only makes sense that Tommy would absorb Logan Paul's crazy, impulsive energy and kind of add that to his own chaotic black hole of massive destruction, and it would become these two personalities kind of colliding in this way. And it also makes sense that they were so divisive in the comment section too when you think about it, because what is Tommy's demographic? Like, look at his age range and demographic, and a lot of them are girls, a lot of them are kids, a lot of them are people who play Minecraft, and then you have Logan Paul's demographic, which for the podcast is just an entirely different realm of people. It made sense on paper, clout-wise, why they did this. Also, it's weird how people are taking this vlog so seriously. Like, Tommy doesn't do skits in the vlogs. He's been doing these like little like fake things in these vlogs for the longest time. You go back to any of the Tom Simons ones, the one with the roller coaster with the editor calling him and pretending to be the college chick, like that whole thing, like it's a Tom Simons thing.
He even mentioned it. Logan brought up like his fans. It was like, oh, he's like, that's like him versus Sidemen. He's like, of course they won't invite him to be on Sidemen because of his age, but it's also, he's like, his subscribers are more like, he said, the nerds, like people in high school, you know, in university. And then you have Sidemen fans who are like, you know, these people who probably sit at home all day on the computer, like just, you know, like adults. So definitely, like, I feel like with him also watching this, the kids are like, oh my gosh, why is Logan telling him about drugs? Like, why is Logan telling him about sleeping with girls? And half of them probably like haven't even kissed somebody, or let alone hold hands. So it's just like, I can see where the disconnect was at, because if you are a younger viewer watching this, it's like, oh wait, what's going on? But then you are people of a certain age who have that sense of humor, who have reached that level of like dark sense of humor. Like, we laugh at the dark stuff. Like, it's hilarious. It's because we know Tommy ain't finna go do no damn drugs. Like, we know that.
But there was like such a weird, and maybe they did this on purpose for the video, but there was such a weird chemistry. Like, I don't even know if it was chemistry kind of between the two of them. Like, I feel like Tommy and KSI, like, they got along. Tommy and Vicstar, like, they get along. But Tommy and Logan, it was almost like you had two people in like soundproof rooms and you told them to have a conversation with one another. Like, they just live on two different planets almost.
But the podcast was amazing. If you like the actual podcast, watching them interact, it literally was one of the most, like, I don't want to say comfortable, but it felt right. Like, the way Tommy like took over the podcast. Like, this was Tommy's podcast.
It was Tommy's podcast.
Because like every time they asked him a question, he would like flip it. Like, have you done this? He was like, oh, I wonder if you done this. And they're like, wait a minute, how the hell did it get back on us? Like, it literally, like, watching the podcast first and then seeing the vlog, it definitely,
I feel like,
a flow. Like, it just kept going. Because you saw the part where Logan was trying to give him serious like advice, like, okay, do this and also do this and don't do this. And Tommy's like, but I want to do drugs. Like, I want to do coke. So Logan was like, okay, so we can't be serious with you. And then he has like those hard moments where he like gets deep and talks about, you know, his fame at a young age and all this good stuff. I'm like, okay, so there is a moment where he can turn it off, but you just have to pay attention and catch it, because it's like one of those rare things where he'll be like joking and then it's like, I love what I do, but also fuck this. Like, it's like you have to like pay attention.
Well, a perfect example to kind of talk about like the dynamic of Tommy's subscribers with a different demographic of a content creator that they did a collab with is when he met KSI in real life, because and I know all four of us have reacted to that video, right?
I think so.
So everybody in the comments, at least for my reaction, so I'm guessing it carried same thing with you guys, thought that KSI really punched Wilbur. Like, KSI had to publicly on Twitter say, are you guys serious? You guys really think I hit Wilbur? Like, watch the video in slow. My fist didn't even come close to his face. Like, they don't. And, I'm not saying this like they don't understand or get it, but it's like some of this is scripted to make more enjoyable content as a joke, that when you're meeting, you know, someone, like, to create that tension, that, you know, just not like, because it's a different dynamic than Tommy, Tubbo, or Rambo or Wilbur making a video. So they got to somehow make it, you know, stand out, because again, it's two completely different audiences. So I think that's a great example, is just, you know, the hate that Logan's getting. KSI got the exact same hate because they thought he really punched Wilbur. Oh, what do you mean Hot Sauce Beats he didn't hit him? Did you not see on his TommyInnit video, Wilbur was sitting on the train for that next vlog that they did, and he had a bloody nose? No, he didn't have a bloody nose. They carried it over. It was the same video, but on his second channel. Like, come on now. Like, who's gonna really do that?
It's really an interesting thing too when you look at everything kind of surrounding this, because if Tommy is getting comments or Logan's getting comments about the whole drug and whatever, the prostitute thing, these people, it's weird, because it's okay if it's in the realm of Minecraft and the Dream SMP for Tommy to say this stuff. I love drugs. I want women. I want to have sex with, or whatever Tommy says.
Wife haver, multiple wives.
Multiple wife haver, all these different jokes. But once you add Logan Paul in the frame, and once Logan Paul wants to do the same kind of jokes with Tommy, now it's not okay. Now it's cancel Logan Paul for inferring these jokes on a child. So it's just one of those things where the fan base picks and chooses, and it's really the behavior of people who I feel like aren't really mature enough to handle what's going on.
Agree. Definitely agree. It's just sad to see, like, clearly, like, we know Tommy's personality. We see it. All of his videos, whether it's a vlog, whether he's doing some type of Minecraft, his personality is big. Tommy says what Tommy wants to say when Tommy wants to say it. And I feel like a lot of people don't, I guess it's hard for them to disconnect the age and the sense of humor. Because when you look at the sense of humor in the States at 17 years old, you know, we can't say like a 17-year-old is going to be saying and doing and has that same, like, about him that Tommy does. So I feel like it's definitely like a disconnect between cultures. Like at 17, I'm pretty sure I was doing a lot of stuff, but I know that my tongue wasn't like, my tongue wasn't as strong as Tommy's. But I also like the fact that in the podcast, he did bring it up. He's like, oh, I'm about to be 18 again. I'm about to be 18 soon. And then we can talk about dick size. Like, he literally...
We can make dick jokes. Once I turn 18, I can be on the Sidemen because I can talk about dicks.
I'm like, okay, Tommy. Like, okay.
He knows who he is.
Well, hey, so let's keep this train rolling, and let's stick on the topic of vlogs. Now, Joey, this next one, I know you are the only one that has reacted to this, but the one and only Jack Manifold debuted a vlog today with Tubbo. So can you dive in a little bit about that vlog for us?
Oh my God. Was this a vlog or a disaster? Is the question about it. The fact of the matter is that Jack decided amongst himself that he wanted to teach Tubbo how to drive. I don't know where this was a good idea, seeing how the minute y'all go to the car, the keys are lost. Because apparently Tubbo threw the keys. And that's a clip that they cut out, but then they like put back in and flash back. And like Tubbo slings the keys. So then you see them and they find the keys. And then they get ready to crank the car up. And Tubbo goes, fuck this. And he like tossed the keys. Like they go flying. They
like legit, not a skit, like legit threw it again?
He legit throws them again to the where it like the key thing like breaks open and like the chip that goes inside of it to like make your key work is missing. Key fob? Literally missing. They have to tow his car. They tow Jack's car. Like he literally has to pay to get his car towed. So then they show up. I guess one of their friends or one of the editors or somebody brings a car. So then they finally get to do it. But it's so crazy to see Tubbo driving. He's like screaming, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But then all of a sudden, Jack goes and puts like pictures of like Rambo and Tommy and like a baby Tubbo on like little ninja blow-ups. Like, this is the obstacle course. Don't kill yourself. Like, don't hit yourself. And he's like screaming and freaking out. And then they go drag racing. or they learn how to drag race. Like they learn how to fucking slang cars. And it's literally one of the most interesting things because Tubbo does get a hang on it. Like he does drive the car and he has fun with it. But clearly all I could think of when I saw the title was like, did we not listen to Life by the Sea where he mentioned that he crashed his parents' car the first time?
His parents' car.
Thank you for mentioning it. Thank you for mentioning that.
That was literally the first thing I thought about when I'm watching the title. And I'm like, in my intro, I'm like, but also, is this a bad idea? Did we not hear the song? But it like literally, I feel like Tubbo is one of those people where we underestimate him at first, but then we watch him and then we love him and we like, okay, like Tubbo can do any fucking thing he puts his mind to. Hence this video, he literally drives the car. You see him do the donuts around the cone, like he's literally a beast. And I couldn't be more happy.
A shout out needs to happen to whoever's car, the person that brought their car. Like, I want to know how that conversation went. Like, they went to one of the cameramen or something like, hey man, I know Tubbo just broke my key fob and my car can't be used, but
it'll be better than your car.
What
are the chances we can use your car?
And they kept saying, oh, we got a minivan. Like, we have a minivan. And Tubbo was like, I'm not driving the fucking minivan. Like, he's not doing a minivan. But you see him, like, Tubbo attempts to fix the car. And he goes and he, like, grabs the oil stick out. And he's, like, literally chasing Jack. Like, he's like,
oh my God.
And I'm like, what is he doing to your car besides making it worse? Like,
this just sounds like utter chaos, dude. This sounds like
chaos.
I want to watch this.
From the beginning of the video to the end, literally chaos.
Man.
Tubbo, if you ever see this, you're not driving my Jeep, bro. I'm sorry. I'll make whatever collaborative video with you want, but you ain't getting my keys. I promise you that.
He can drive my Jeep. I don't mind at all.
It's actually so funny y'all mention y'all have Jeeps. I have a Jeep as well. That's actually hilarious. We all have Jeeps. But anyway, I was just going to say, Tubbo, you can drive the boat. No one drive You can drive the boat, Tubbo. Just stick to the boat. You Captain Tubbo.
Hey, by the way, we have an off-roading vlog in the future. DTP off-roading adventure in Jeeps.
Oh. I need to get a Jeep. Ocean Spray, call me. I need a sponsor.
Facts. So I think that was really it for vlogs, right? We just had Tommy's and then Jack Manifold's. That's it for vlogs, correct?
Did Niki upload vlog or did Niki upload just a video?
Wasn't her. It was just a video. It wasn't a vlog.
Well, hey, still, it seemed like it was another hilarious one.
Yeah, you want to touch? Because I know you reacted to that too. You want to touch on that?
Yeah, she did more. I guess they reacted to more unbanned requests, but this time it was like her and Jack. So I'm like, okay, I go from a Jack vlog to like seeing Jack sit down, but it's like hilarious to read. I didn't know that people literally said this stuff on Twitch. Like, it's just crazy to me that there are the amount of perverts out here who tell her that she has big titties and she's sexy and they love her boobs. And like, it's just crazy. Like, somebody was like, Niki, can you tell Tubbo I think he's sexy? And I'm like, but why are we doing this? Like, what are we going through? Like, what is this? Oh my God, one of the funniest ones was about Wilbur. There was like, so I guess you and Jack are together and you're cheated on Wilbur. And it's like crazy. And Jack goes, we've made it. We've made it. We're in a relationship. I'm sorry, Wilbur. And I'm like, my thing is like just watching their connection. I'm like, okay, why are they always together? For one, like watching the video, I forgot what they were doing. I'm like, wait a minute, is there something going on here? Like, y'all were on who was it? Just the Means, Love and Host together in the same thing. Like, I've seen the pictures. Like, I'm not reaching. I'm not shipping them because I know how
last two MCCs together too.
I know how the community feels about shipping in that. So I'm not shipping them. But my thing is, Niki, Jack, if you see this, just DM me if you guys are together because I need to know.
I feel like Joey can't keep a secret, though.
I can definitely keep a secret. I wouldn't tell anybody.
I will say that, like, I love their dynamic. They're so adorable together. I think that they're smart in the way that they're moving by not confirming it, but Niki says all kinds of things about Jack, like in a very affectionate way. On Twitter, she flirts with him. They flirt back and forth. So I don't know what necessarily is going on, but what I will say is you're right. It's not fair that she gets she has to deal with so much harassment on Twitch. Unfortunately, it just kind of is like that. I would say a lot of times for female creators on the platform, they get a lot of harassment, especially in the Minecraft community, because a lot of the people are kids. And, you know, a comment like, you know, Tubbo is sexy or whatever, within the right context is okay. Like, if you're a 14 or 15-year-old girl and you're saying that about Tubbo, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just you never know who's behind the keyboard with some of these messages.
And I think with her is that she's made it known. Like, catcalling and all that stuff, like, that is not who she is. Like, she doesn't want to be seen as an object. And I feel like the fact that these people, I can't say who is it, you just say people in general, feel the need to go onto a wholesome stream where they're playing Minecraft or, you know, Jackbox or doing something, and to make it known that, oh, I see your boobs, they're big. Or, like, I think people were calling her fat. Like, some of, like, the ban requests, people were, like, attacking her weight. And I'm just like, but what does that have to do with, like, I hate people who decide that y'all want to attack people on their personal, like, the outside appearance, and you don't get to know this person. What does her weight have to do with her playing Minecraft and making you laugh and uplifting your spirit? You know, what does Tommy's age have to do with him being goofy and extra and just being Tommy? Like, I feel like we also need to, like, take a step back and realize these are still people. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions on the internet, is that people don't realize that because I'm on this side of the camera and you're watching me on YouTube or you're watching me on Twitch or seeing me tweet on Twitter, I am still a person.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people need to realize, that, like, Niki's still a person. Jack is still a person. Wilbur, yeah, they're huge. They're blowing up. They're making all this money, doing good, great. We love that for them, but they are still people with feelings. So if you go be disrespectful, then I love that they're making fun of it. I love how they're taking these ban requests and they're making light of the situation, and you're, like, reaching out, like, I'm sorry, my cousin's dog from 3 houses over and my little niece stole my phone. I was in the bathroom. Like, bitch, what? Like, wow. So I do love how they're taking this dark situation and they're making it light. Like, a lot of people have told me, like, why don't you take your negative comments and react to them? And I'm like, you know what?
Turn into AdSense.
Coming soon. I mean, just go react to negative comments, because you know what? There's a lot of
Joey's gonna become a roast YouTuber.
Just me reacting to hate comments and laughing at them. Love it.
Well, I think right now is about as good of a time as ever to make some big announcements to our viewers and to the people that really ride with us. So two things that are in the works. One is currently happening, and one is going to be coming in the near future. How about we talk about the DTP SMP,
which sounds like it's something really bad. It sounds like it's either a shot for something or you get a shot for it.
Low key, I didn't even think about that.
Ask your doctor about DTP SMP.
A new vaccine or something, huh?
The commercials are, you can't
I got a
sleep
hole
at
in my
night.
lip, by the way. I just
Look at that. Hot Sauce is so excited about it. He's lactating.
I'm lactating.
He's just so happy about the SMP.
I feel so violated. God dang it. And I can't. I should just do what Nate did on the last episode.
For real. Hey,
you could just slide out of frame. But yeah, so this was something that, Hot Sauce, you had said for a long time we kind of needed to do. And fortunately, with the MCC Rising application, it was sort of the catalyst where we were like, okay, we all need to get into a Minecraft game together sometime. And it's just sort of built from there.
No, I mean, you're right, dude. And I think it really took that application, because that application, it wasn't just an application. We literally, the best part of it was the other 3 people, while the 4th person was talking, just slapping each other and twerking on each other. Like, we had so much fun. And I think it was truly, like, again, you guys know from our last episode, unfortunately we didn't make it to MCC Rising, but I preach this my whole life. Everything happens for a reason. And I believe for us, the reason why MCC Rising happened was for us to open our eyes and see, like, holy cow, us playing Minecraft together, it's truly magical. It was amazing. And the other night, we did it. We got on, we found a spot where we hunkered down and we started creating content together, putting out episodes together. And then once all four of us have an episode out together, or once all four of us have content out, we will be putting out a collaborative group video on the Dream Team podcast channel. So guys, I know for a while all of you have been commenting on our videos, on our channels, on the Dream Team podcast channel. You guys need to play Minecraft together. Well, your prayers have been answered. We listen. I promise you guys. We read your comments. We like them. It's happening. The DTP SMP is here. And there's so much we can do with it. We can do manhunts. We can build together. We can beat the end together. It's a blank. Minecraft is a blank slate, and we are your Picassos, and we are gonna paint some masterpieces.
That's big promises right there.
I just want to be turned into.
We gonna deliver. We gonna deliver.
Can I be a parrot or a bee?
So yeah, definitely, guys, make sure, again, you got those notification bells turned on and on our individual channels, because that is where you will see it first. Now for something that I am really excited for, and I'm happy that we are actually making this announcement, and that is the murder mystery. I don't know what we're going to call it, but Dream Team Podcast Edition. We don't know exactly who yet. We're still working on other content creators that we're going to have on. But in the month of October, kind of themed with Halloween, we are going to have a murder mystery episode. And it's going to be all of us playing a character, and we got to find out who is the murderer. And I am so excited for this, and I cannot wait for us to do this.
I'm so excited. I feel like a murder mystery is always one of those things, like, I've like always been like, oh, I want to do this. Like, it looks so fun. And then I love playing characters. So this definitely, I'm excited.
I cannot wait to see, because like just talking about the people that might be a part of this, like, this was so much fun, and seeing everyone get into it and how it plays out is going to be awesome.
I just want to use the accent.
Yes.
I can't wait either. Like, I just love the idea of like all of us coming together and we get to see our acting chops. Like, that's something I saw like multiple times with the Dream Team members, is they would do these sometimes randomly streams where they're doing acting lessons or trying to pretend acting and stuff like that. And I would love to like break into that with y'all. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I love that. I remember when Tommy played Karen. Oh my god. That literally plays over in that lives rent free in my head. I love it.
And for you guys, the viewers, let us know in the comments, who would you like to see on this? I think we could have, not saying we will have, but we could have up to 9 people. So 4 of us, so 5 other content creators. So let us know in the comments who you guys would like to see on. And we're going to send out invites and try and lock down. Because again, this is going to be a big collaborative episode. We're going to have other content creators. So let us know who you want to see. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. We're going to be putting out tweets when we lock down people who are going to be on the episode. And here in the near future, we will be locking down a date and putting that out for you guys. So be on the lookout.
DTP takes on the murder mystery.
Let's go. I already think it was Joey. I'm throwing my hat. Joey did it.
If I didn't, I would tell him myself.
So before we jump into a fun game, I really want to jump in, kind of keep this momentum going after we make a big announcement like that. I want to talk about what's probably the biggest thing to happen in the last week and a half since we talked. And let's talk about the one and only Dream himself and his brand new Minecraft Manhunt versus 5 Hunters finale.
Man,
so wild.
Just wow. Where do we start? Like this, I feel like every time I watch one of his videos, it's like the excitement I never know who I'm rooting for. I will say that now. I am the worst. Like, I am rooting for everybody until like Dream is about to die. And I'm like, no, Dream, you got
same, so same.
Like, I was screaming for the people like, get him, but also don't kill him. Like, I literally felt like the excitement surrounding this one. I feel like Dream is one of those people like, oh, I have a new video coming, but also it's supposed to come out Friday, but also it's not gonna be Friday. I'll let you know when it is, but also here's the new video.
Yeah, it dropped at like 6:45 p.m. right? I think that's when it premiered.
Yeah,
so, he even set it to premiere before 30 minutes, so you never got a 30-minute window. I got to give a shout out to It's Video because we were talking about it. And he's like, yeah, I think it's coming out tomorrow. I'm like, well, he has a tendency to do it at night. Like when Dream's done editing it, he don't wait. He uploads it, set to premiere. So I'm like, make sure you're paying attention because it could come out tonight because he originally wanted to come out yesterday. And I was eating dinner and all of a sudden I get this message on Discord from It's Video. He's like, oh my God, it's coming out in 15 minutes. I'm like, I literally just took my last bite of food. I'm heading down to the studio. Let's go. But yeah, like he announced he didn't, I think it was like 18 minutes. He uploaded it 18 minutes until the 6:45 mark. Not even a 30-minute heads up.
I wanted to talk about that too, because I wanted to break that down. He happens to be the biggest YouTuber I have ever seen that will just do something like that. We'll just upload a video. We've been waiting all month and he won't even give us an hour of time to think about the video, like seeing it premiering. He wouldn't even give us that. Like he was just like straight to DVD.
But that's so hype because like if you think about it, it's exactly what happened. If you set it to premiere like in advance, everyone's gonna set their alerts and do their normal thing. But he had that moment of like kids running through the street like Dream's on now, turn your TV on, and like running back home to throw it on. Whereas so like, you know, you had people blowing up Twitter and everything like with excitement for it that I don't know that they would have had if it was just part of their normal routine.
Yo, I mean, literally, you painted the perfect picture of actually what happened in our Discord chat. Just like a kid running down the street, you know, or like, you know, during the Revolutionary War, you know, the redcoats are coming. Literally, I message you guys in all caps, alert, Dream just dropped. And then I ran downstairs, hopped in this chair because it came out of nowhere. Like, what?
Yeah. So one of the things that I thought was like really cool about just the way that it ended, I don't know about you guys, but when I download it, I have to see how long the video is. When I saw it was a half-hour video, I'm like, okay, so Dream is probably going to get destroyed in this one. And to see like how quickly he just blew past everyone was like mind-boggling.
It was like from the start though, like they were all in the huddle. And then, like, out of nowhere, he just, like, swoop. I was like, how? Like, how did y'all let him out the circle?
And then instantly down to half a heart, too. Like, I felt like for the first 5 minutes, he was on a half a heart.
Slow speed chase. Yeah, where no one had food and no one had health, and they were just walking across the map.
And what's crazy is, like, especially since we've started playing Minecraft again, or at least since I've started playing Minecraft again, like the fact that he goes up in those trees with a half a heart, because you guys know as well as I do, you jump out of a tree, you're losing more than a half a heart. And something that I found interesting, especially, you know, watching and reacting to the behind the scenes, the last Minecraft Manhunt was epic on PvP, where this one was epic on strategy from Dream. You know, there really wasn't a lot of PvP in this, but we saw multiple big brain moves. And Nate, I'm going to let you talk about this because you mentioned it in the chat, but the moss.
I did not see that coming, and hopefully the reaction will be out soon, but you'll even see it in my face and what I ended up doing. I ended up going back. I was so freaking confused. I was like, how did he turn this moss into like, so I guess he made like a bed of moss to cover the lava, and then when he stepped into it, I guess what they do, they try to use their bucket or something to kill the flame, and they couldn't because the moss was over it or something. I don't know, but regardless, I ended up rewinding it back and watching it like 3 times just to like figure it out. And I was just like, Firebender Dream. He's so fire. Like, he's crazy. He's freaking poison ivy, bending lava, freaking just tricking them up. And that was the thing that you hit the freaking hammer on the head with, Hot Sauce. The strategies in this. The strategies from them and the way that they were coordinating to try and corner him, and the way that Dream was making these traps. It didn't look like he had a whole lot of time. This was some of the best we've seen Dream play, like, period. When it comes to the way he was evading them and the way that he was gathering things for these specific moves was just so coordinated and so precise. It didn't feel like it was on the fly. It felt very, very thought about, very much planned, very much conceived already before the Manhunt started. So I love that. I absolutely love that. And if you watch the extra scenes, there's multiple moments where the team is like, hey, we were planning this. Yeah, we had this already thought about before you even started up.
Well, and so like the moment that you're talking about, just not did Dream have big brain moves, but so did the team, because a perfect example, they've learned from their mistakes and they left someone to guard the portal in the Nether, which they've never done before. And behind the scenes, Dream talked about that, like, you guys are catching on. Like, I went back to I thought I could trick you and go back to the portal, but you guys left someone there. And they're like, yeah, we learned, Dream, we learned.
Yeah, it's only taken how many manhunts to not get pulled away?
That was one of my biggest things that I think that I actually was like more like investing. Like, I love the fact that they were actually being a team trying to get Dream, instead of like watching the previous ones where it's like every man for themselves against Dream. And I'm like, okay, this made sense. I'm like, okay, when you see, because we know Sapnap is literally a beast.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I like, every time a Dream turned around, it was like Sapnap. Like,
right there. And I had no clue. I underestimated Sapnap so much. And after just going back to the MCC, Sapnap being one of the top people in every single game mode, like, it just goes to show, like, people sleep on Sapnap. Sapnap is incredibly skilled.
Jeez, he is, man. He is. I think one of you guys retweeted it, or maybe you guys posted it, but someone posted a picture of, like, out of this season of MCC, like, and there's like second place is insanely behind him of like the point total. Like, Sapnap has been killing it, dude. Like, I know it was either MCC 16 or 15, like, he was far and above like the #1 overall player, but he's been doing it this whole season. Like, Sapnap, and I've actually had a couple arguments with some of my subscribers. Like, I say Sapnap is underrated, and they're like, no, he's not. Like, everyone knows. Like, no, they don't. No one talks about how dominant Sapnap is. Like, and maybe it's because he's so loud, and especially on the manhunts, like, you can't not hear Sapnap, because I feel like my screaming is like as obnoxious as his, because you can't not hear it. It's always Sapnap screaming. But
he's not subtle.
No, he's not,
I love
dude.
God, because all I hear is Dream.
But something else that was nuts about this was the end, like the way he trapped the dragon. And to hear Sam, like, if you've ever played an MMORPG and gone on a raid with people that's gone wrong, you've heard somebody scream the way Sam was screaming, like, just desperately trying to save anything.
I was just as lost as everyone was playing that game except Sam. Sam's like, stop him, he's gonna instant kill the dragon. I'm like, what's going on? And the other 4 are like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He's like, no, stop, just go up. You gotta stop Dream. He's gonna instantly kill him. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And then, like, I don't even think they started catching on, but they just knew they had to get up that water and instantly stop him, because then the dragon's trapped, which I didn't know was a thing. You put obsidian over the spawn point, put water down, and the dragon perches up at the highest point, and he can't move. He's frozen.
So the only reason I had a guess about something like that is because on 2B2T, in the end, because those people are crazy and do everything, they've completely trapped where the dragon spawns in a giant water cube. Like, that whole area is underwater. And they said because they did that, the dragon started doing some really weird stuff. Like it'll fly places it shouldn't. It'll dive like way. So when he put the water down, I was like, he must be glitching it out somehow. I had no idea that was what was happening though, until like the hunters did. It was too late.
And man, that was like crazy. I kept thinking it makes sense canonically, like being an Ender Dragon, of course, it wouldn't like water. So I kept thinking once the water hit the Ender Dragon's head, it was going to instantly kill it. And I thought that's what Dream was trying to do. And of course, I thought, oh, we can easily do that as a DTP. That's an easy win now. Now we know how to clap the dragon. We just throw some water on it. But I was so impressed with that. And of course, the stasis chamber, which I had no clue. I didn't know. Now I know. And now I know because of what y'all told me about how that ties into the Dream SMP. And it definitely makes sense when you look at Dream. If you look at his manhunts, he constantly takes things that have been unveiled in a previous Dream SMP themed video or stream, and he will throw it into the manhunt. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but he took the fireworks from Techno. He took something else.
That's right.
He does that. He takes things from the Dream SMP and he'll throw it in the manhunt for that month. He did that with Sam in the prison, right? With Sam, because I didn't really know much about Sam before Dream SMP, but when it was around the Architect time, he brought Sam into the video. Wow. So it's like, oh, okay, so we know now that anything he does in the Dream SMP, he may throw as a trick in the manhunt. We now know what to pay attention to.
I like that.
And then I just want to, my favorite moment on this manhunt, I think, is the one that isn't at all talked about and is probably what I think, like, one of the biggest big brain moves and undervalued moves. And it was fresh off the start when he towered up and he was screwed. He was as half a heart. I think it was Sam was building up or someone was building up and almost there. And he jumped down, and it happened so quick.
Yeah.
So he was literally about to hit a leaf. A leaf would have killed him dead right there. And he brought up shears and karate chopped and scissored that leaf so he could hit because from when he was up there, it looked like he, for the most part, had a safe jump down, which still would have been cool, don't get me wrong. But the fact that he, in that split second, because he didn't have anything brought up, and he instantly, like a split second before he was about to hit that leaf, just scissored that leaf. And the timing of clicking that button, not clicking it too soon, not clicking it too late, and scissoring that leaf so you can hit that water and keep the manhunt going. For me, I really think that was because I thought he was screwed. I'm like, there's no way out. He's at a half of a heart. And it looked like a full tree was there. Like, I didn't even think there was even a possibility of him making it to the water. I love that. That was my favorite moment of the manhunt.
And also, just to piggyback off of that, when we talk about the strats, the team, look at the way they were responding to Dream towering. They were literally filling all of the water around him to make sure that he couldn't drop into pools of water. And I had not seen them do that in a manhunt yet. That was the first time I saw some real energy. Like, they were like, nah, you're not about to clutch us today. They were trying to fill all the water, and I love that. I love that energy.
And I think that goes into the team vibe of it too, though. Like, I honestly think that it was just because, in the past, they were literally, let's all four of us just chase him in a straight line. And this time it was like, okay, what is he doing next that we can beat him to the punch on?
Yep. Because they talked about that in the behind the scenes. Dream said he saw Sapnap doing something around the water and wasn't quite sure. And then all of a sudden, like, he noticed a tree there and he's like, oh crap, like, my escape's about to be gone. It's essentially, it's like either now or never. But yeah, just their mechanics and the way that they're starting to play together as a team. Because when you're playing against Dream, it's just like against, say, like Technoblade, you gotta put strategy in against someone that's that big brain. That big brain. That makes sense when you say big together like that.
big.
So let's jump into a subscriber, supplied segment, and we're gonna do a couple rounds on Would You Rather from the subscribers, and I really think we got some pretty interesting ones here. So Vivid Dre messaged us on our Discord server. That's where you can put in some would you rathers. And I really want to hear your guys' insight on this. Would you rather be the main villain or the main hero? Because there's pros and cons to both. There really is.
Well, they say you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Touche, sir. Touche.
I think I would end up picking villain. And the only reason why I say villain is because of how difficult I feel like the part should be. Hero is also a difficult part to play too, but I feel like from an acting standpoint, I'm trying to win over an audience as a villain, and I just like that idea of, I don't know, I guess working with a handicap and turning it and kind of making people like me as someone who is not supposed to be liked. I just think that that's really fire.
I definitely was leaning more towards the villain too, just because I feel like that role, people aren't going to be like, oh my gosh, I want to be the bad guy. Like, people aren't going to think like that. And I feel like in a lot of cases, like when you look at it, like the bad guy is usually the person who makes somewhat decent, like, sense when you look at it. It's like, oh, I'm a villain because blah, 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 blah. But when you're the hero, it's like you're constantly looked at. You can't make a mistake. Yeah. So I feel like that's like that part. Like, I don't want to be the hero because if I make a mistake and you're like, wait, you weren't supposed to do that. If I'm the villain and I mess up, you're like, oh yeah, good for you. And I'm like, but I can fix that. So like, yeah, I'm villain.
I think I got to go against the grain. I'd rather be the hero just because, I don't know, I think especially in the context of Minecraft, being a villain, like, it's an easy thing to do. You can just go blow things up, you can flood things or lava stuff, and people are going to hate you pretty easily. But like, to be the hero, that ends up being a lot more of the creative side of things. And you have to, I don't know, like, you have to put yourself out there for something to be destroyed. Otherwise, there's no hero, there's no villainy. So I'll say the hero on this one.
Can I just be the technoblade of it all and be like, this is what I stand for, this is what I don't like, but also, if
you want to be the anti-hero. That is the anti-hero, my friend. That's your Venom, Punisher. Yeah. You have no moral ground. You're good and you're bad.
Like, that was a good decision, but also you also did this over here, so I'm gonna have to kill you. Like,
so I'm gonna stick with the majority of the group here, and I'm gonna pick the villain, but I'm gonna do it for content creator purposes. And I know I've used this reference, and it's not been taken well by some subscribers, but I'm gonna use Jake Paul as the perfect example here. And I'll tell you what, because when you're the bad guy, you get everybody. You get the people that hate you. They will watch your content to watch you lose. And then you're going to get the people that that like you as a bad guy, and they're going to watch you too. Because when you're the villain or the hero, you're really only going to draw on the people that rock with you. The people that hate you, you're not really going to get the people that watch you because they hate you. Like, they're not going to watch the hero. But when you're the villain, you get all eyeballs. You get the people that hate you because they want to watch you lose.
It's every day,
the people that like you. So I'm gonna pick the villain. On to the next one. KTG messaged us. Would you rather be part of the syndicate or be part of L'Manberg?
So would I rather live in a hole in the ground or a hole in the ground?
Yes, literally.
Hole in the ground or a broken nation?
I gotta say the syndicate. I'll come out right out of the gate because, well, one, they're looking for a couple new friends, which is kind of nice. But two, I think that is going to play a huge role in all of the Dream SMP stuff right now that's coming to a head. And I feel like if you're in the syndicate, you've got a front row seat for everything that's about to go down.
I was definitely thinking syndicate too, just because, like, what is L'Manberg? Like, the constant, like, what is, like, the up in the air that happens with L'Manberg? It's like, are we a nation? Are we not? Do we like each other? But you know what? Also, I was here, but I'm going to go work for Quackity over here. Like, I feel like with that is just so much, like, Question mark. As I feel like if I'm over here with the syndicate, I got Techno, who is it? Filza, Niachu, who else is it? Like I can't remember everybody, but I feel like you want to be on. You want to be on Techno.
Who the secret member is?
You want to be on Techno side at the end of the day. We see how this turns out. If you are against Techno, you might as well say you're dead because Techno don't care who you are. So,
Techno is winner's POV.
I'm with Techno all day.
I was just about to say blood for the blood god. I think that answers that. Honestly,
exactly.
Right. Well,
I'm an easy one.
I'm gonna stick with everyone too, and I would do the syndicate, and I love how it's like a secret society. You know, there's something adventurous behind it, and like you're part of something big, but no one knows it. You know, like they have such a pulse on the server, and they can make change. And no one even knows that they're in it. You know, they're like ninjas. They're a group of ninjas.
I don't know, though, because they're
unless you go to prison and you're waiting for Filza.
Well, yeah. But it's something that's established underground, and we've kind of established, too, that Slimesicle knows everything that happens under the surface. But he doesn't know what he knows. So there's a perfect chance that he'll meet Filza someday and be like, "You're Filza from the Syndicate." And then Quacken will be like, "Wait, what now?"
What's it what? Okay. So Lish asked us a question. I'm going to change it up a smidge to make it a little bit more relatable. Because I know with me and Joey being kind of Minecraft noobs. But they asked, would you rather spend your first netherite on upgrading your armor or your tools/sword? But what I'm going to change it to, I'm going to change it to diamonds. Because I think that's a little bit more relatable on, because I don't really know all the benefits of netherite, but I have a general knowledge of diamonds. So let's switch it to diamonds. What would you guys like to upgrade first? All diamonds, sword, axe, pickaxe, or would you rather have a full suit of diamond?
Oh my goodness.
I'm going with
that's one of the difficult.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm like in my mind. I'm like confused. I'm like I don't know which to pick.
I'm definitely picking the tools and the weapons. 100%. I just feel like regardless, you can make it to where you can almost not get hit. But what are you gonna do in a situation where you have no weapon and you're your only armor? Like you're useless. You can't pickaxe your way out of anything. You can't fight back. You can't build any, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the tools would be more important, and you can get iron and get iron stuff pretty easily. So
I like that answer. I think I'm gonna just like piggyback and be like, you know what? I want to go with the tools.
See, and I disagree with this so strongly because I'm so used to hardcore. And in my question, whenever I do anything in hardcore is, but what about a creeper? And you could have all netherite everything, but if you're running around naked and a creeper blows you up, that netherite stuff is gone. So I'm like, give me the armor, give me the survivability. Even if I don't have, even if I have an iron axe or something, I can run away. I can use my shield and figure out what's going on. But I would rather take the survivability any day.
Well, yo, I'm hopping right in that boat with you, and we are going to have an oar in each hand and row together because I am 100% picking up that armor, and I'm not going to go to hardcore with you, but as being a new person to Minecraft, I'm still learning my defenses, and I die quite often, so I want whatever I can have to help my chances of survival more against attacks, against getting hit by, arrows from, skeletons. So I'm picking up the armor along with you, bud.
Well, this is the one thing I want to clarify. I didn't realize that the shield was going to be part of armor. I wasn't even thinking about the shield as part of tools either. I was thinking the shield is just like anything, and the shield blocks all creeper damage and can block most arrows, even in hardcore, right?
Well, it can block creeper damage assuming you can see it coming. The problem is the creeper that sneaks up on you.
Fair enough. Yes, and I've died by that.
Yep. Okay, so last but not least, and I already know there's going to be drastic different answers on this. So Vivid_Dre asked us, would you rather never be able to play normal Minecraft and only play hardcore, or would you never be able to play hardcore but only play normal Minecraft?
I don't know anything about hardcore, never played it, haven't even thought about it, and I can barely play normal Minecraft. So I'm gonna stick with being normal.
So that's the big problem, right? About only playing in hardcore is, what happens if I go on Hypixel and I die? Does that mean I have to quit Hypixel? Do I have to quit Bed Wars if I die once? Like, there's so many. Like, if I wanted to play with you guys, I'd have to convince all of you to play hardcore too, and it would be so much easier, to be able to play with friends if normal is the way you go. So, like, I love everything about hardcore, but I'll say normal just so I can play with my friends or play on a casual server or something.
I love that answer.
That's probably the way that's exactly the way I would answer it too, because I don't really care. Like, if it's just me, my own self, hardcore is the way to go. It's so fun. But if I want to play with other people, there's no way I'm going to be able to convince everybody to go on hardcore with me. It's just not happening. So yeah, I would pick normal.
Well, yeah, and then what happens if you're in like 100-player server and you literally just die to lag? It's like, oh, get everybody log off. I'm done. We're going home.
Well, it looks like we're all rowing together in the same boat, because I'm gonna pick normal as well. And to kind of go off your tier list, I think as far as having friends on and having making content out of it too, I know Tommy's hardcore video was lower on your tier list because it just kind of, once they died, that person was off the video. So yeah,
well, I mean, look at the free trial SMP. The whole reason that thing went to pot was because everybody died in the first like couple days.
Right.
Man, I literally heard about that for 2 days, and then after that, no one's ever mentioned it again. Have y'all noticed that?
Well, it was because Phil died, and then they brought Phil back, and then they were like, well, it's no fun if we bring people back because death's supposed to be permanent. And then I think Charlie died and someone else died, and then they just went and did something else.
If you'd like a chance for us to read your Would You Rather questions, make sure you join the Discord. Link will be in the description, and drop your questions in the Would You Rather submissions section. Thank you for everyone who either submitted a question or that we did read. But now let's keep that train rolling. And let's talk about something that dropped today. The queen herself, the one, the only, Saddest, after a 4-month hiatus, dropped a bomb on her birthday. Happy birthday, Saddest.
Happy birthday.
The final waltz is here. What did you guys think?
Mind blown. The thing is, like, when you can see someone who, like, you can clearly tell there was a break in between the last video, which I think was like the Passerine or something. Like, I can't. Yeah. And then to see this, where I was like, I saw the tweets though, and like all the stuff, like, oh my God, I think this is some of my best work. Like, I've really learned a lot. And to see that, and like when I clicked play, like, I was like, holy shit, you can clearly tell, like, she's been working. They've been working. I don't want to misgender anybody. Like, they've been working. And like, I was just blown away. The graphics, the story, like everything about it just went so well together. Like when she, like, from the black and white to giving us the color back to the black and white, I was like, okay. I was like, take me in. And I was just like, I loved every bit of it.
The smoothness was the big thing for me. Like, having watched Saddest this whole time, it's been so amazing to see, like, the FPS just keeps going up, and the animation gets so much more well-defined, and the camera shots, like the POV that it's being drawn from is, I don't know how it can get better than it is now, but I know next time it's going to somehow be even better.
Literally, I'm listening to y'all, and I haven't seen it, but once again, like, I'm listening to y'all and the way y'all are speaking about it, and you can literally insert her previous project in replace of what y'all are talking about, and it would sound like the very same conversation just because of the way she keeps stepping up the bar with each new release.
It's incredible. I love that. That's like with me, like when I watch creators, like even you, Nate, for example, like every video you post, we can tell how you've taken it a step up. And like like even like not even like off topic though. Like when I saw your tweet today and you were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's ever," and I'm like, why is he apologizing? We know it takes him forever because like creativity takes time, and literally your videos and like how you do everything. Like, listen, sir, pull a techno, take a month, edit this video, drop it, and we're going to be okay with it. And I feel like with watching Saddest, I feel like from watching from like beginning, like older videos to now, you see that development. You see like when somebody like falls in love with what they're doing, it shows.
Yeah.
And I feel like Saddest is at that point where like, this is who I am. This is what I love doing. Let me show y'all this. So like just watching it, I'm like the emotions. Like I don't think I've ever been to an emotional state from watching an animation. Like I'm watching this and I'm like fighting back tears. I'm like, wait a minute, what is like why? Why are you hitting me here? Like why is this like?
And just not that. I mean, it was a roller coaster of emotion because she covered a pretty a wide range of story, going from Tubbo and Tommy, and oh my god, the fight scenes on this video, hands down her best animation yet. That fight scene, that was a movie. I mean, it was
that had
insane.
to have taken 3 to 4 months.
Yes, right? I can't even fathom how much work she put in on that fight scene. And Nate, like, I feel like it's a gift and a curse sometimes when you, do put so much work into editing and, you take longer to react to other things. What I would give to go back to have your naked eyeballs right now and not have watched this. I want to watch this for the first time again. Dude, your mind, I mean, it's going to be blown. I mean, from start to finish, but when you see these fight scenes, man, oh my God, you are in for a treat.
And I think that is a reason why Saddest reactions typically do the best. Like, they do the best on my channel. I feel like they do the best on probably a lot of reaction channels because people really, really get hooked into like studying our facial expressions when we see some of this stuff for the first time. Like, it's gravity. Like, even if I don't like, let's say I wait to react to this like another month, even like I could wait all the way until next month and react to the same video, and it'll pull the same amount of views or similar amount of views as if I watched it the first week. And it's partially because Saddest takes a long time for her vids, so there's plenty of space in between. So her fans are like looking for that content. They're hungry for more of that content. So I think like they click into reactions to watch more of it. But I think there's also just a testament to, like y'all mentioned, Saddest time, expert skill, creativity, all these things like poured into each and every piece.
That is it. That is episode 8, my friends. Again, make sure you're subscribed to the Dream Team podcast. Smash that like button. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when the murder mystery happens, when more DTP SMP videos come out. And check out our individual channels as well. Link will be in the description. And again, I just want to reiterate the shout outs to Finn W. Link will be to his channel as well. He's been putting out amazing art for our channel. And its video, you are an up-and-coming content creator putting out amazing work. We're proud to talk about you, and you got nothing but a bright future ahead of you. It was a great time talking to you guys tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.
See ya.